Okay, my beautiful friends, you know what? You know what time it is? Well, it is that time that you and I are together again at last, and I really do look forward to these things. I mean, I must be nuts, right? I guess I do these videos 6 days a week, but again, I think, well, I just enjoy doing these things for all of you, and I hope you do too. So look, let's put this together here. Let's try to make sense of what's going on again, what we can look forward to, where we need to put our cash to work. At the same time, look, yeah, a lot of this, most of this is about, getting ourselves in the right spots, making money, buying precious metals, cryptos, all this stuff. Yeah, that's all well and good too. But let's never lose sight of, the basic core of this entire thing, which is pretty simple. You, me, everyone else watching this video blog, we're one big, humongous family around the entire world. And my message has been for years, that we are all responsible for each other. Whether we know each other or not, wherever you live in any part of the world, whatever. That's the thing. That's really my drive behind this entire thing. We all know that there are very dark, hideous forces out here in our face that are doing whatever they can to destroy us. We are not going to let that happen. I mean, that's really the other part of the drive here for me. I mean, I look at this, what's going on here, and I watch how people suffer. Okay, certain people do really good. Other people suffer. It's the same story over and over again in this dog poop market. You can't say SH anymore. So it's a dog poop market. How people have to struggle in this world to make ends meet. But the fact of the matter is very simple. There's enough. Not only is there enough for everyone here, but it's there in abundance. That's the truth. All you got to do is know how to reach out and grab it, because there are those, and we know who they are, okay? Our politicians across the board, I don't care what they might say. This is the same story throughout history. They are mouthpieces. Don't listen to any of them. Any of our politicians, none of them have your interest in mind. So knowing that, when they're saying, look over here, or they're trying to distract you, you got to be looking in the opposite direction and saying, no, this is what I really should be doing here. And at the same time, again, never lose sight that we, the people, this whole thing was created for us, okay, by our forefathers, who were so much smarter than any politician today, because they're all bought and paid for. Back in the day when they started this amazing country here, they didn't have the United States of corporate America like we have now. This is some kind of hideous corporate agenda manifesting itself in a new world order. You all know that. The central banks, the Federal Reserve taking over the world. This is the fact. This is actually going on. But with that said, again, being that we understand what the game plan is, that we understand that if we don't rely on each other here, to get through whatever they're trying to throw at us, we're in a lot of trouble. And if we just band together, all of us, if we understand, again, that we are not each other's enemies, that we're responsible for each other, that we can create a better life for each other, okay? Well, again, that's why I'm here. Because I'm here to pay it forward as much as I possibly can, because I sincerely love all of you. I love all of you. If I never met you before, I don't care. Okay? I will give anyone the benefit of the doubt first. Anyone, even those out here that just hate Gregory Mannarino, I am more than certain that we could come together in an agreement, because those people too, I want to help them. I want to help everyone. All right, look, so with that said, let's get back on track. Let's talk about these markets. Let's talk about what we found out Friday. On Friday, we found out the Federal Reserve will be increasing its debt acquisition, no surprise to any of you that follow this blog, increasing its lending programs. Look at what they're doing. They're increasing, let's start off with the latter part of what I just said. They're increasing their lending programs. Lending to who? I guess lending to whoever they want to create a slave out of, because that's their job. The Federal Reserve's sole existence depends on their ability to issue more debt. They want to own it all by issuing more debt. I mean, think about it. Think of this scenario here. The more debt they issue, it's so bizarre, the more capital they have to create debt slaves. Period. That's what they want to do to the world. That's why they are funneling trillions of dollars around the world to central banks who are acquiring assets. And it's being allowed to happen. Not only allowed to, but being called on for more. This is their final solution. This is why the Fed has been created, to be the central bank of central banks. A one world monetary system is well in the works. The Federal Reserve is going to be the hub. The United States of America, the new America, the hub of the new world order. It's here now. This is it. But again, that does not mean we can't get on the right side of this, nor should we lay down like sheep and be sheared. It ain't happening. I promised all of you since time immemorial, I will never let that happen to you on my watch. With that said, let's get back on track. All right. So we understand the Fed is going to be increasing its debt acquisition. I mean, we don't even know because we're not allowed to see the dark money balance sheet. You have to realize when I'm explaining to you, the Fed has two balance sheets. The one we're allowed to see, go to the Federal Reserve's own website, which has gone parabolic. If you saw the article I wrote recently in the Trends Journal, I showed a chart of the parabolic debt that the Fed has been issuing lately, and that's just the beginning. That is just the beginning. The balance sheet we're allowed to see, $7 trillion now, is going to quadruple very shortly. And as long as the Federal Reserve keeps inflating their two balance sheets, the dark money balance sheet, the one you're not allowed to see, the one the president is not allowed to see, the one only Fed presidents are allowed to see. You understand? There's that balance sheet. And then there's the one we're allowed to see. These both are going to balloon. As those continue to balloon, it doesn't matter anymore what happens in our economy. 38 million people have lost their jobs so far. Millions more are coming. The economy is dead. We have no economy. It doesn't matter. The stock market, as I've been explaining to you since it started, after the sell-off, let's put that into perspective real quick. At the top of this market, I told all of you the Friday before the market started to sell off like 35%, 35%. I said I pulled my own cash out of my core positions. I let the market bleed off. Best call I ever made in the history of my life. We get this recovery off the bottom here. I've been telling everyone in my newsletter, link in the description of this video, long position after long position after long position. Not one has been short, okay? And we've been doing very well. Some of our positions have done exceedingly well. Some we're still waiting to play out. And they will, okay? Some positions, like I say in my newsletter, will boom, 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 make money like that. Some take a little more time to play out. This is why I advise you how to play each position. When I send out an alert in my newsletter, link in the description of this video, I say my suggestion, how to play this position. I mean, we are so sitting pretty, all of us. It's not funny enough. If you're not a trader, that's fine too. Let's talk more. So, Federal Reserve is going to inflate its two balance sheets to the point of like no return. Literally, that's their goal, to be the lender, buyer of last resort, so they own it all. This is their end game, again, their final solution, why they have been created, and they are loving this. And the fact of the matter is, the market right now is pricing in negative rates. We got the good cop, bad cop routine, which is going to play out publicly. We're going to laugh. You and me are going to laugh. Every time we hear there's a showdown between the President Donald Trump, and Jay Powell with regard to negative rates, understand what you're looking at. It's a sitcom. It's a show. The decision to go negative has already been made. The president has to play his scripted role, and Jay Powell has to play his scripted role. It must play out publicly. Has to play out publicly. So people can be brainwashed a little further to think what they're seeing is real. It's not real. All right. So Understanding that the Fed's balance sheets are going to balloon. More cash is going to be poured into this market. The Fed already said Friday they're going to buy more assets. They're going to issue more debt. What do you think this means for the stock market? Higher. Exactly. I don't want to sound like a perma bull here, but when you have trillions of dollars being funneled around the world by the Fed, you have central banks around the world buying assets with those dollars being distributed by the Fed, massive debt acquisition, and we haven't seen anything yet. It's going to get a lot larger. It doesn't matter anymore what happens in the economy. It doesn't matter. We could split the world in half. The market will go up because of what the Fed is doing right now, and they're being allowed to issue in their final solution to own the world. Period. The end. New world order. The chosen one. You know who he is. He admitted it. You see, I'm going to give the president a little shout out here. The president of the United States understands the situation that we are in. He tries to, from time to time, send out little signals. Okay, that's the truth. I really believe that. By saying I'm the chosen one, he's trying to say, listen, guys, I've been chosen to issue in a new world order. I want you all to know that. So what I am saying, don't really listen to. You understand? That's been the goal for decades with regard to this new world order entity, the Federal Reserve, running the entire show. So this is not science fiction. It's not some kind of conspiracy theory. This is really going on right in your face. If you can't see it, you're blind. Understanding these things, understanding that the market can only go higher. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to waver around. Random walk with an upward drift. In this case, I mean, we had a historic April. The best run up in stocks since 1987. You think that's by accident? No, it's the Fed. They're buying everything. They got the Wall Street banks buying the market. They're buying all the debt. The Wall Street banks are buying the stocks. Period. That's what they're doing. Endless capital. Unlimited, as Steve Mnuchin said. Unlimited capital is going to be pumped into this market. So there you go. So what does that mean for other assets? Gold and silver, again, their price action has no bearing on reality at this time, but it will. It will, and you need to be betting against this debt, becoming your own central bank. To me, still, silver, the ultimate investment, ultimate hedge against all this on the face of the earth. I love gold, but silver is a better place to be. There's no doubt about it. Gold and silver are going to propel higher in this environment of ultimate debt expansion. Cryptocurrencies, like I've been explaining to you, since Bitcoin 3,700. At Bitcoin 3,700, I told you it was going to 10 grand. We hit 10 grand, we pulled back. I just looked at it right now. I said it was going back up to 10 grand. We're at 9,800, just over 9,800 with regard to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going higher, which means the other major cryptos are going up. You understand? Very simple. Again, I plan on buying more of these things. And if you do, subscribe to my free newsletter. Hint, yet again, link in the description of this video. You will know when I'm buying more Bitcoin. I will tell you. I haven't bought more Bitcoin in a while, but I've been buying it since 3,700. To say I have ripped the face completely off of it, not just with my calls, which have been staggering, but honestly, I have I've significantly added to my wealth by being correct on Bitcoin and correct on this market to the point where it frankly scares me from time to time. But again, I study this stuff around the clock. I'm no smarter than you or anybody else. I just study this stuff around the clock, which makes me insane. But I think you know that. Crude oil is catching a bid here, people. Crude oil is near $30 a barrel. Remember, we were negative not too long ago. What is that going to do? The crude oil being higher puts a floor and a boost underneath the entire energy sector. A floor and a boost underneath the entire financial sector. What does it do? What does it do? Okay, if you've been following my work all these years, when you have the entire energy sector being propped up, you have the entire financial sector being propped up, what does it do to the whole market? Pushes it up. You understand? That's where we are at. Anyone here waiting for this market to crash or melt down or is betting against it like Jeffrey Gunlock, I feel bad for the guys losing millions, tens of millions, probably billions. You're in the wrong spot. The market is going up because of every mechanism that they're throwing at it right now. It's very, very simple to understand. Now, again, I'm not saying the market's not going to fall 1,000 points tomorrow. It very well could fall 1,000 points tomorrow. But the trend is higher. Higher. You got it? All right. Look, long video. I think I covered a lot of important stuff in this video, some of it outside the realm of trading, and that might be the most important thing here. Again, referring back to how important it is to realize that we are a family, that we are all responsible for each other, that we should all love each other, care about each other, be charitable to each other. There's nothing wrong with, walking down the street and just saying, hey, hello to someone you don't know, waving for them across the street. Give people a reason to be happy and realize that, again, there are those hideous forces that are doing a lot to keep us at odds with each other, making us believe we're each other's enemies. No, they're our enemies. The government is our enemy. The governments, all of them, and those that are put in place, chosen not by the people to run things for those who are their overlords. I think we understand that. Their job is to make you feel pressured, stressed, under strain, feel like everything's falling apart around you, and then everyone around you is your enemy. Once you realize that that's not true, you're all going to be a lot better off. All right, look, this guy sincerely loves you from the heart. Please share this video, get it out there. I'll see you in the morning when I do my pre-market report, and I am signing out.